Sources close to WikiLeaks have told why the Ecuadorian embassy has blocked Julian Assange's internet access. Anastasia Chalkiner joins us live now from London. Nasty, good afternoon. Just talk us through then the reasons for this ban.
Well, Andrew, there have been some concerns circulating on Twitter recently about whether or not Julian Assange had lost access to internet inside the Ecuadorian embassy, where he's been holed up for 5.5 years now. And we are indeed learning from sources indeed close to WikiLeaks that are telling us that the Ecuadorian government had placed some sort of electronic jammers at the Ecuadorian embassy on Tuesday night, specifically to prevent Julian Assange from being able to tweet, communicate, generally use the internet or make telephone calls. And it's also being said that he is now being refused any kinds of visitors. Now, these measures, from what we're being told by these sources close to WikiLeaks, suggest that this comes after a publication was made in the Ecuadorian press about Julian Assange's opinions on the developments in Catalonia. Now, it has to be understood that apparently Julian Assange was informed that he must stop tweeting about the Catalan issue and delete this tweet that he had made recently. And this is not the first time the issue of him expressing his opinion on the Catalan issue comes into the spotlight. Now, the tweet in question was this one. In 1940, the elected president of Catalonia, Luis Companys, was captured by Gestapo at the request of Spain, delivered to them, and executed. Today, German police have arrested the elected president of Catalonia, Carles Puigdemont, at the request of Spain to be extradited. Of course, this is in regards to the arrest of the Catalan independence leader in Germany earlier this week. And what happened was Julian Assange, the WikiLeaks editor, did not delete this tweet, and as we understand from our sources, this is causing, quote, strong discomfort and concern to the Ecuadorian government in relation to these statements being made about Catalonia. And it's understood that following informing apparently Julian Assange through his communications team, these signal jammers were indeed installed some hours later. And the idea was to disrupt him from being able to communicate with the outside world, and we're being told that this was done by, quote, the order of the Ecuadorian president. And just to keep in mind, of course, all of this comes after the UK Foreign Affairs Minister here in London had called Julian Assange a miserable little worm. So certainly lots of developments coming in, so we're going to be watching what happens, including at the Ecuadorian embassy, where I'll be going to right after this to get more details on what exactly is going on.
Sure. OK, thanks, Nasty. We'll be coming back to you throughout the afternoon, no doubt. That was Anastasia Chalkiner there in London for us. Well, earlier we did speak to the human rights activist Peter Tatchell about what is happening with Assange.
There does appear to be disquiet in Ecuador over the fact that Julian Assange did a number of tweets about the issue of Catalan independence. I suspect that the Spanish are, threatening or putting some undue pressure on Ecuador that has forced us into this position. After all, Julian Assange was granted political asylum by Ecuador. He was granted citizenship and a diplomatic passport. And as a citizen of Ecuador, he is entitled to the same freedom of expression as every other Ecuadorian citizen. Effectively, he is now being held in isolation, an unjustified and very draconian response to a handful of tweets.